Dude, this looks straight up like a tangerine. Alright, so the other day when I was doing my usual Ulta browse to see if there was anything new, a lot of the new products caught my eye, so I decided to do a video testing out new releases from Ulta. It's not a full face, but it's pretty much a full face. We have a new foundation, concealer, eyeshadow palette, face products, highlighter. Actually, is it a full face? Everything except brows and lashes were actually new products. I just realized that. But if you enjoy this video while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. Everything I use on my face in today's video and everything I'm trying is always listed down below in the description box. Alright, I'm trying this new thing where I just chill and lean back in my chair. I feel like I always try and like sit up super straight right in the camera, but then after filming for 3 hours, my back feels like it's about to pop in half. So I do have a foundation to try. I was debating saving this for 15 days of foundation, which the announcement video just went up on Friday. If you missed it, I'll link in the eye down below. It explains everything about when the series starts on February 15th. We're trying to raise $25,000 for Project Beauty Share, so definitely check out that video. And I'll also have the link down below if you want to help us hit our goal of 25,000. I was debating saving this new Pacifica foundation for the series, but I don't know. Do people care about Pacifica? Oh, I do want to try it out. I just want to include it in this video instead of doing like a full video on this, but this is the Alight Clean Foundation. It's 100% vegan and cruelty-free. It's a really pretty bottle. There's like engrave it or like an embossed thing right here, like it's raised. Really nice bottle. It's glass and a satin finish. So I'm gonna give it a shake. I also ordered their new concealer, but that is shipping in a separate order for some reason, and I already have 2 different concealers here to try out anyways. And I picked up the shade 38 Neutral Fair. I want to say that was the lightest one. If it wasn't the lightest, it was the lightest that said neutral. That's usually what I go by now, is just the undertone. I've already washed and prepped my skin. It looks like a thicker formula. Oh, whoa. Much more coverage than I was expecting. Oh, damn. It does take a minute to blend in. Like, you do have to really work this one into your skin. But it's so far with the brush looking really pretty, and it looks like full coverage. Like, that just covered all of my scarring. I feel like you could probably build this up if you wanted, like, opaque kind of coverage, but that has way more coverage than I was picturing. Usually, for whatever reason, vegan, like clean beauty kind of foundations typically don't work out well for me, and they usually also don't have that much coverage. This isn't a foundation review, so I'm just going to use my brush on both sides since I do really like how that looks, and I love the coverage. What the heck? Look at this. So today I'm not going to be doing a full day wear test because in a couple hours I'm going to an event thing that I need to like fully get ready for. It's like a themed party, and every other day right now I'm filming 15 days of foundation videos. But I'm almost thinking now maybe I should do this during 15 days of foundation too, and it'll be like my second wear test so we can wear it all day and see how it wears, because right now I'm really loving how this is looking on my skin. So let me know down below if you guys would want to see that. It is looking beautiful. Love the coverage, love the shade. I feel like it's a pretty close shade match looking at my neck. Once I have like bronzer and stuff on, I feel like this will be a perfect shade. It's not like super smoothing right here, so I'm just gonna take my dry sponge and just go over right here. That's usually what I do. Since it does say it's supposed to be anti-shine, I am curious how this will wear throughout the day on my skin because I have dry skin, and a lot of foundations that say anti-shine can just look like cakey throughout the day because it just takes all the moisture out of my face. Right now I'm like pleasantly surprised. It's looking beautiful. All right, so I have 2 new concealers here that I'm very curious about. I'm not sure which one I want to go in with. I'm kind of leaning towards the L'Oreal one just because I haven't heard anyone talk about this yet. This is the new Infallible Full Wear. And then the other one is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This does say that this is supposed to be their most full coverage concealer formula yet. Which one? Okay, let's try the e.l.f. one. I got the shade Fair Rose, which looks promising. I like my concealers to go a little bit more pink toned. I feel like it's just more flattering under my eyes and a little bit more brightening if they have some like salmon pink tones in there rather than yellow. I'm going to try one side at a time. This is looking pretty light. Whoa. Just because I'm not sure how this dries down yet. So I'm just going to blend this out with my concealer brush I've been using. Okay, I got a lot of that. I'm going to use my sponge to kind of soak some of that up because you don't need a ton of concealer with this product. Is that lash glue? Cool. Definitely brightening. I would say it looks like full coverage. I'm going to try and apply just a little bit less on this side because I feel like I got way too much on the other side. So let's blend out this amount and see how it goes. Yeah, a little bit of this goes a long way. You do not need a ton of this. Even if you want to do the full like triangle thing, I wouldn't bring this all the way down because it spreads a lot. It does look like more of a matte, like a little bit more drying of a formula. I'm not going to bring my concealer anywhere else because I feel like I have enough coverage, and I don't really like to bring my concealer up on other parts of my face because it just adds more product and can look a little bit cakey on my skin. So I'm going to go in with my usual under eye powders. Mix these two, Physicians Formula KKW. I've been really liking this brush. Whoa, flying everywhere. Been really liking this brush for under eye powders. This is the Morphe E49. It's more flimsy for sure than what I usually go for. I usually like a really dense under eye brush, but this one has been working for me, and I feel like it's been giving the right kind of application still. That made no sense. I feel like it's been still giving me the coverage, but because it's a little bit flimsier, it doesn't look as intense under there. Like I don't crease quite as bad. Ooh, with powder on, that concealer looks like definite full coverage, like flawless. Ooh, whoops. Just realized I got this powder to try. This is the Makeup Revolution Bacon Blot. Totally meant to try this. It says it's white, so I think it's an actual white powder, not like a translucent powder that looks white. Ooh, it feels soft and definitely looks white. Dang. Totally meant to try that for under my eyes. For my under eyes, I do like mixing white powders with other powders to lighten them. Like I would try mixing this with my Physicians Formula that I just used. This feels very soft. I also picked up this powder to try. This is the Physicians Formula Healthy Powder in LC1. I was super excited to see them launch this because usually I have good luck with Physicians Formula powders. There's something about them that just sit so beautifully on the skin, and they don't look super powdery. This looks a little bit yellow toned, but I'm just going to use this to set my cheek area. As far as the finish of the foundation, I do feel it's very slight tacky, but I do feel like I could blend stuff on top probably, but since I want to try this powder too, I'm just going to powder this area of my face. Whenever I powder, it's only my temples and right here, literally nowhere else. Yeah, the shade definitely looks a little bit yellow, but it does look like it's adding some coverage. Now it looks like complete full coverage, like opaque kind of coverage on my cheek area. I'm going to do my temples too. Because I only powder those two areas of my face, I don't mind if a powder is a little bit dark because those are typically the areas that I bronze anyways, you know, so it doesn't really matter. But I do like the way that's looking. I'm going to have to try this one out more because I can't totally tell how I feel about it right now, but it did add a little bit of coverage, so I like that. I don't have a new brow product to try out from Ulta, so I'm just going to go in with my favorite one lately, the Joa Brow Pencil. All right, brows are on and I primed my eyes. I have a new blush, bronzer, and highlight to try from Ulta. So the bronzer I picked up is this one, and now that I'm seeing it... Oh, Take It to Brazil. Isn't that already... Is this new or what? It said it was new. I might just be thinking of the Take Me Back to Brazil palette at BH Cosmetics. But now that I'm seeing the shade, it looks pretty orange. So I'm a little concerned, but we'll still see how it goes. This was the lightest shade of their new bronzer. Dude, this looks straight up like a tangerine. Right? Wish me luck. I'm going to go in with my Flower Beauty bronzer brush. Blending really easy on top of that powder. I think this is one that if you use a very light hand, it can look fine, but I do see like an orange tint there. The blush we're going to try is this Catrice one. This is their waterproof and sweat-proof blush box in the shade Glistening Pink. I love shimmery kind of pink blushes, so I feel good about this. This looks like it's been swatched. Yeah, it also wasn't sealed. Really nice close. Wow. It's like almost a... Yeah, it feels like there's a little magnet there. Clearly not too bothered by the swatch. Ooh, has a little bit of a gold reflect to it. Almost looks more like peachy. Okay, like that one. Wow, we're on a roll right now. This was new on Ulta's website, the Makeup Revolution Reloaded Luster Lights Warm Palette. You get 4 highlighter shades in here. When I saw this in the box, I was a little shocked at the size. It's pretty large for a highlighting palette. I definitely wouldn't like travel with this or anything. If you're a makeup artist, it could be good because there's 4 different shades in here, but realistically, I'll probably only use like 2 shades out of here. I could use these as eyeshadows though. Like I said, I'm going to take this lightest shade. Whoa, strong scent. I'm hoping that's the plastic, not the product. Yeah, I think it is. The packaging has a really strong plasticky scent. Oh, I don't know. The pan smelled pretty intense too. Yeah, let's try this shade right here first. Dipping my brush in, it feels pretty dry. It's like not a powdery formula at all. You almost can't tell you're getting something on your brush. Ooh, look at that. Oh, that's pretty. This is growing on me, I think. It's intense. Like, this is an intense highlight, and it's definitely not, like, super, you know, smoothing over the texture, but it's pretty. So the eyeshadow palette we're going to be trying is the BH Cosmetics Zodiac Above, does that say? Oh, Love Signs palette. That's it, Above Signs. Love Signs palette. I love the other Zodiac palette by BH Cosmetics. One of my favorite palettes they make. Usually I don't buy BH Cosmetics on Ulta's website because they don't do as good of sales. BH Cosmetics has some good deals. I never buy anything full price on their website because they always rotate around the sales and everything gets marked down eventually. So if you have had your eye on something on their website, just wait and I guarantee you it'll go on sale. But they do have this on Ulta as well. So I wanted to give this a go. This one just has a really pretty assortment. I have absolutely no idea what kind of look I want to go with today, but I also have this Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas, and it says a brush is included in here. Where the heck did a brush fit in this box? But it's basically supposed to be a full coverage eyeshadow base with built-in brush for easy cut crease application. I thought this product idea was genius. I don't know how we haven't seen any other brands come out with a product specifically for making a cut crease, because you'll see a lot of people using just like Tarte Shape Tape or some kind of full coverage concealer. So I thought it was super cool that they kind of like hopped on that trend and created a product specifically for the cut crease. So it's a large bottle. This bottle is very large and in charge. I'm just gonna first go in with some of the matte shades in here, then I'll probably lay down that product and then use the shimmer to go on top of that. This will kind of change the course of our eyeshadow. So this is the lip color I'm going in with. This one's actually kind of pretty. I feel like I never really do like an orange, like peachy eye. Let's do that. And maybe I'll add some of the pink in there or some of the purples. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm going to start out with the Leo shade. I'm not going to lift this every time because it's a pretty large palette. I'm just going to say whatever the sign is on the outside. So we're going to be starting out with Leo right here. BH Cosmetics, in my opinion, makes some of the best affordable eyeshadow palettes out there. Next, we're going to take Virgo. That's the matte shade that goes along with like the peachy one. I'm going, ooh, that's pretty. Very pigmented. I'm going to bring this on like the outer half of my eye, kind of at a diagonal here. So I'm going to bring that shimmery peach shade right here after we cut the crease. So I just want to blend this kind of inward. Yeah, that is like a pretty burnt orange kind of shade. So we're going to try out this guy. My nails are like going along with this look right now. Oh, I was not expecting that. The brush is actually in here. I don't know why I didn't think that was a thing. So it gets pretty kind of like gloopy, so I'm just like rubbing it off. Let's try and use this brush and see how it goes. Okay, already I can tell this brush is not working just because of how gloopy it gets everywhere else. If it was just the brush on its own and it wasn't stuck into the product, I think it would be okay. But I'm going to go in with my Sigma E56 shader brush just to place that product better. So you basically want to bring this anywhere you're going to be applying your lighter shade. And I'm just going to kind of like feather it into that red. It feels like you get definitely a few seconds to like work with this. It's not super fast drying or anything. It does feel very wet though. So you got to be careful not to like look up or else this will probably transfer where you don't want it. So I'm going to let this dry down. Okay, let's see. Now that it's been a couple minutes if this is dried down. Still feels tacky. Definitely still feels wet, so that is a downside that it takes so long to dry down. I probably wouldn't like want to sit here and wait for this to fully dry every time I do my eyeshadow. Let's go ahead and go in with the Virgo shade. So this is like the peachy shimmery shade. And I'm first going to use it on the Sigma E58 cream color brush, and I'm going to pack this on, and then I'll probably end up going in with my finger too. This reminds me of like orange sherbet. Yeah, I don't know. I'm feeling like I'd rather just use either, if I need a white base, I would use the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk as a base. Or if I needed a cutting crease product, I would just use a concealer that dries down faster. This lid shade would actually be really pretty with some like light pinks and stuff. So to blend those two shades together, I'm going to go back in with Leo. This is the E54. And just press that right between the middle, just to kind of fade it in a little bit more. And I'm going to take the deep brown shade that's by Sagittarius and run that as like an eyeliner down here. Ooh, that brown shade is pretty. So now to blend that out, I'm going to take the brown under Pisces. It's a little bit more neutral than the Leo brown. I think for my inner corner, I'm going to try to use this highlight shade from the Makeup Revolution palette because I want a goldish inner corner, but one that's like super light. Oh, I could use the middle shade. This one looks a little bit more like champagne. I want a little bit more warmth in there. I think I want to just slightly deepen up my outer corner a little bit. So I'm going to take my E25 brush and I'm going to go with the Taurus brown. I'm not going to bring this too far in. I just want it like right on my outer V area right there. This one is not new on Ulta, but I was actually just going to use my usual mascara, but I had this one out anyways, so we're going to try this. This is the new Covergirl Lash Blast Active. I'm assuming it'll be on Ulta soon. Maybe by the time this video goes up, it will be. Right now, I think I could only find it on Target and Walmart or something, but might as well try it since it's right here. The applicator is a little bit smaller. It's like more like a small comb, but rubbery one. And I'm just going to do a light coat of this because I am going to put on false lashes. Because it's a active mascara, I would assume that it would be sweat proof or waterproof, and that it's supposed to look a little bit more like natural, just like, you know, gym mascara or whatever. It's looking fine. I wouldn't say you need to run out and buy this or anything. It looks just like a pretty average mascara. For lashes, I think we're going to use some of my favorites. These are from Ulta. They're the Eyelure Jasmine Brown Francis So Pretty lashes. These have been like some of my go-tos lately. I feel like Eyelure makes some of the best styles. Their bands are pretty thick, so if you're not into that, you wouldn't like them, but the actual lashes, like the styles that they make, for some reason always work really well in my eyes. So I'm going to pop on these lashes and then we'll be back to test out the last product. All right, so while my lashes are drying down, I did want to try this CoverGirl mascara again for my bottom lashes because I have a feeling the way that this wand is might work out for bottom lashes because it's pretty small. And also, since it's supposed to be for active use, hopefully it's not going to like transfer down to my concealer. My Wet n Wild Mega Length mascara that has been my holy grail for years now was discontinued, and I think they came out with a new one and just repackaged it, but I'm not sure if it's the same formula. I haven't tried the new one yet, so I'm just like hoarding this. I think I have one more in the package because I didn't even know it was getting discontinued, so I think I have one left, but then I'm gonna have to be on the hunt for like a new bottom lash mascara probably if the other new one doesn't work. So I just want to try this for the bottom lashes, long story short. Okay, as far as just how it looks, I'm definitely liking it better for the bottom lashes than the top. The wand does feel a little bit bigger than the Wet n Wild one, but I could still get my bottom lashes pretty easy, so we'll see if this stays on my lashes and doesn't transfer down. But actually, let me let that dry for a second. So for lips, we're going to try this new Essence Color Boost Matte About Matte Liquid Lipstick. This is in the shade 04 Mad Matters. Essence had a few new products on Ulta. I didn't pick up anything else. I don't know why. I have no good reason why. Smells like vanilla. The applicator is really easy to get a clean line because it's stiff, but it just has the right amount of bend to it. So I could get my top lip really easily with this. That shade is really pretty. It's a bit more berry than I was picturing, like with this eye look, but just the shade on its own, super pretty. This would be a really pretty like winter kind of berry shade. Yeah, it feels like totally matte now. It doesn't feel sticky or anything. Feels thin, but not like too drying. Right now I'm liking the formula of it, and the shade is really pretty. Let me take down my hair. All right, so this is the final look. Now that my foundation's been on my face for probably about an hour now since we've been filming, hour and a half, it is starting to really settle right here on my face. Like it's majorly kind of creasing right here and also right here and a little bit on my upper lip over here. So if you have a lot of creasing issues, then this one might not be the best in the crease lines. But next time I try it again, I would just put on probably like the Tatcha or e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer there just to kind of like fill in those lines a little bit and help smooth it over, because everywhere else is looking really good. Like my forehead looks great. Everywhere else it's looking really nice. I love the coverage. I do think it's oxidized about half a shade. You can see like a little bit of a mark on my neck now, but the shade totally still works for me. So everything except the creasing right now is looking like phenomenal. So I am curious to see how this one would wear throughout the day. Let me know again if you guys would want to see that for 15 days of foundation. That's like my number one thing from all this. I really am liking the e.l.f. concealer too. It looks great with my powders right now. I like the brightness that it brought to my under eyes. Would definitely use the blush again, the lip product, the powder. Like, we had some good ones in today's video. I feel like I don't usually have this many good things. So I think for me, the only kind of like dead product in this one was the Makeup Revolution Cut Crease Canvas. It totally worked, but like I said, it just takes forever to dry down, and I just don't see myself sitting there waiting for this to dry down. And I think you can get the exact same look from other concealers. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. But don't forget, 15 Days of Foundation is coming February 15th. Check out the announcement video that went up on Friday. I'll link it again down below if you missed it, but it has all the details about everything you need to know about the series. So I hope you guys are excited. But up until the 15th, my usual Monday, Wednesday, Friday videos are still going up. I filmed all those for you guys, so you will still have videos. Well, I've been pre-filming. Everything I tried out today will be linked down below in the description box. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye. bye.